This is Jeff Schroeder. I'm here at the Smell today, and I'm going to be playing some riffs and demonstrating some different overdrives and distortion. I've put the pedals in order of gain from lightest to heaviest, and we have a Westwood, we have a Plumes, we have a Zoar, the Special Cranker, and the Life pedal. I've kind of chosen these for specific reasons because while playing and writing, recording certain things, I look for certain characteristics in the gain structures, the tonalities, and the feel of the distortion. And so I've composed some riffs and ideas, and I'll talk about specifically why I choose or gravitate towards certain pedals over others. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Life pedal and the Zoar, and playing something a little bit heavier, more old school, 70s Sabbath kind of vibe. I like the Life pedal because it has a very aggressive mid-range to the sound. It almost, definitely sounds like a combination of amp distortion and almost speaker distortion. So it's really cool. And then I'll demonstrate how the Zoar can do similar types of things too, but actually provide a little bit of a different take on the same type of thing. So, all right, here's the first idea. So now I'm going to play the same riff but through the Zoar, and what is really cool about the Zoar is that it's kind of somewhere in between an overdrive, a distortion, and a fuzz, and how you can kind of tilt the pedal in that way is really with the weight knob and the gain knob. So if you have the weight knob higher, which adds more bass into the signal going into the gain, it actually gives it a little bit more of a fuzz characteristic. So I have it about 1, 2 o'clock, so it's bringing a little bit of that sound in. And then after the gain, you have a 3-band EQ, and that's really powerful in kind of shaping the overall sound. So I can actually get the Zoar to give me some of the same type of energy that I'm getting from the Life, but it also provides like a little bit different of a take. I would say it's a little bit clearer, maybe less pedal-like, pedal distortion-like, and more kind of amp-like distortion. So for the next example, I'm moving over to the Special Cranker, and I have it in the silicon mode and with the more knob all the way up. And what I love about this pedal is the distortion or the fuzz just really feels like it's collapsing on itself, and I love how that is to play against, because the distortion becomes very reactive, and so the harder you hit, like the more you kind of feel the distortion kind of collapsing upon itself, and that's really fun as a player to kind of react to that. So I'll play the riff through that, and then I'll play it through the Zoar as well after that. So now I'm going to play that same riff through the Zoar, and I've actually put the weight knob all the way up and the gain all the way up, and boosted the treble a bit and added a little bit of mids and cut the bass a bit too. So. So for the next example, I'm going to use the Zoar exclusively. And what I love about the Zoar in this instance is that it gives me a fuzz-like sound, but it actually has a lot of clarity, because this riff that I'm gonna play has a lot of close intervals, sevenths and stuff, and you can really hear all those things. It doesn't actually cover them up like sometimes fuzzes do. They don't, do those things very well, but the Zoar actually does them very well. And so I still have the weight all the way up, the gain all the way up, but I've darkened it a bit and brought the mids down too. So now I'm gonna move into something a little more in the lighter gain territory and utilize some of the overdrives. We'll use the Westwood, the Plumes, and the Zoar and do something a little more chimey, pretty, arpeggiated. I do have some chorus and delay on. So I'll play the riff the first time through the Westwood, and then I'll play it through Plumes and then through Zoar. Just real quick, because people do ask about this from time to time, is this guitar is actually a Yamaha SG-2 from 1966. It's pretty much all stock, except it has been refinished and we put a new tremolo bar on it because the bar was missing. But other than that, it's stock. So here we go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I played through some of these pedals. But there's one last setup that we haven't talked about, which is actually my favorite, which is everything on at the same time.